Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I finally watched the new Superman trailer. I'm guessing the main final Superman trailer. It was not good. There were some really worrying things I wasn't expecting. My main concern is the characterization of the main characters. I really didn't think that would be what was off about the film, but that seemed to be really off. James Gunn seems to see everything through the eyes of a teenage narcissistic boy, and that's how everyone seems to be behaving in this film. The trailer is about 3 minutes, and a big chunk of it is the interview between Lois and Superman. She starts off saying, "You'll let me interview you as Superman?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they start talking. It starts off well, but she's immediately aggressive and taking him on and being confrontational. And what's worrying is not so much that, because she may be sort of trying to give him a dry run from being, interrogated and so forth by officials, because she says that the Secretary of Defense wants to look into his actions and so forth. And what's worrying is how he acts. He acts like a pissy little child. He's like, "Well, no, I did this. Well, no, I did this. No, it's not like that. No, well." It's just like, oh my God, this is how he's playing Superman? This is Superman. This is not Superboy. So he's old. He's been doing this for a while. He's been Superman. There should be some contemplation, some thought into what he's doing. It seems like he just was acting impulsively with no real thought or justification, and then just being defensive and pissy, and it's not Superman. It's just, I don't know who that character is, but it's not Superman. And then we see Lex, and sort of similar to Lex, he seems like just a pissy little kid. Like, apparently, it's not so much that Superman is an alien, he refers to him as an it. The issue is that he's got the whole attention of the world, and Lex just can't handle that. Like, he's just jealous that he's getting more attention, that he's the most sort of talked about important person. And that seems to be a big part of his motivation. And you see him having tantrums and yelling and screaming, and he just looks like, he doesn't look like a super villain, he doesn't look like super intelligent, he doesn't look imposing or threatening. He just looks like a young, pissy, jealous guy just going around and having tantrums everywhere. I'm like, is that the level this film and the characters are going to operate at? We see his parents for a brief second. His mother's like, "I cleaned your boots, I'll go get him." I'm like, is that what she's there for? Just to like clean his clothes and bring them to him like some sort of servant? The dad offers a couple of, words of wisdom, basically saying, your choices and your actions make you you. That's towards the end. It's the same scene on the porch that we saw before. Now, there's a whole lot of, of course, little shots, like you always get with like action movies, of just random stuff. It's hard to sort of dissect all that. You see him flying, fighting. You see the kaiju. You see actually Lex go into the Fortress of Solitude with some supervillains. They look super powered. One of them's cutting up the robots, and Crypto attacks her. She's also the one that fights him at the baseball field. And apparently she's one of the ones that take him down, because basically what he did apparently was he went into a foreign country and stopped a war. And because he's seen as a representative of America, it's caused a lot of political problems and just a lot of mess all around the world. And supposedly he didn't think about any of that. He just acted impulsively and is just defending it. And we do see him be arrested by other superpower people, so he gets his face like thrown down into the cement, which breaks, and it's the same one who was with Lex is also the one arresting him. You also see like the kid with the flag and the war-torn country, and you see people jeering and cheering him. You also see a scene where he crashes to Earth and into the cement, and someone from the crowd comes and pulls him up and helps him up, and he flies off. And then you see there's this really bad line where he's speaking to, I guess, the kaiju or someone. He said, "Hey buddy, eyes up here," and then he flies up into the sky. Now normally that's a joke when someone you feel like is checking you out downstairs. You say, "Eyes up here." So that just was just a bad joke, and just like, really, that's the way he talks. That's the level he operates at. Like this is James Gunn. James Gunn has the maturity of a 14-year-old boy, and that's the way he sees the world. Through the eyes of a narcissist, it's all about him, and all these characters are just going to be reflections of him, it looks like, and that's not who they are, and that's a real worry. I wasn't expecting there to be issues with the characterization. I thought it'd be more the story and the sort of overall feel or vibe of the film, not so much the character. I thought he'd get the characters right, but just have them do the wrong thing or be in the wrong sort of situations. So I'm a bit worried about that. We see a lot of the other superpowers. It does seem there's a lot of them. We see some in a prison. We see others fighting and acting all, Avengers-like. And it just seems too much, too crowded, too busy, too complicated. I don't know where the centre of this film is or what the sort of main story is. The trailer is just a mess. The part it focused on just made the characters look bad and worried me, and then the rest is just a jumble of random images just to get us all excited, as trailers are mostly. And I can't really think of anything else. I just like the trailer ends with Lois saying, "You have a dog," and then you see a shot of Crypto lying on him when he's lying on his bed, at his childhood home and that. It just doesn't look good. It just looks like a mess, and I just don't have a lot of hope for this film. More so than before, in more ways than before.